All right. So, hello, my name's Devin. I work for Iridescent. I'm the partnerships director here, and what we do at Iridescent is build a lot of hands-on curriculum that can be used to teach students and families, different populations, about engineering. This program is focusing on artificial intelligence. We decided to craft this program for families because we're in a unique place where AI is something that even adults maybe don't have an understanding of, or maybe are even scared of. And so we wanted to really create a program that is focusing on the experience of the families learning together, learning something new together. And at Iridescent, we do a lot of thinking about how to support sites to run these programs, and that's what we specialize in. So we have been working on this program model for over 10 years now. We have our online platform called curiositymachine.org, which houses our curriculum, but we also do a lot of work on training facilitators and supporting locations around the world to implement. I can pause very quickly and let Elizabeth also give a quick introduction.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth. I'm also part of the community partnerships team, helping schools really work through the process of implementing the Curiosity Machine curriculum in their schools. I do a lot of focus on the multi-generational learning that the Family Science program and the AI Family Challenge uses. So I'm very excited about this launch.
Awesome. Thanks, Elizabeth. So I'm going to go ahead and jump into our quick presentation on what the program is and how you can complete the RFP if you are interested. As I'm overviewing this, if there are questions, feel free to either chat them. Elizabeth, if you can watch the chat box, or just speak up, that's totally fine as well. All right, so here's what we're going over. We're going to talk a little bit about the program basics, what it means to be a partner site that receives a grant, and some of the time requirements and other things, a little bit about the curriculum, and then how to complete the RFP. All right, so basically about this program, we are inviting partner sites to lead an AI program for families throughout 2018. This program is targeted to children ages 8 through 15 and their parents. Siblings, of course, can be invited. It's a family program. Those are just like the target ages for where the curriculum will be looking to serve. So the goals are to build ecosystems of STEM learning in communities and create a space for families to learn together. We know schools are very great at creating learning communities, but maybe don't always focus on families or have a parent engagement program that they are building. And we see this program as hopefully a great opportunity for sites around the world who would like to continue engaging parents to take advantage of and create a program that serves them as well as their students. We hope that participants will gain a deeper understanding about AI concepts through these hands-on engaging sessions. To accomplish the goals of this program, Curiosity Machine will support the sites to run the curriculum, provide funding and other resources that are related to running family programs and implementing this curriculum with participants. And if you want to learn a little bit more about the challenge, or you haven't reviewed our website, you can take a look. Curiositymachine.org/AI challenge has a lot more about the curriculum and program. I also have this video. I'm going to send out the slide deck after this call, so I'm not going to play it right now, but you can see a video of some of these programs that we have run around the world. You can see a little bit about what it looks like and what this program is challenging sites to do. Okay, let's jump into what it means to be a partner site for this program. So we're really looking to grant towards partner sites that have the ability and desire to engage 30 families throughout the year. We know that that is difficult and it can be hard to recruit and engage parents. So that is one of the huge things that we're looking for in our grantee sites. We're also looking for sites that have staff that are wanting to lead a hands-on AI curriculum with children and parents. We will ask our partner sites to attend some trainings throughout the year on the curriculum where we talk about how to run the program and also show the staff the different resources we have, like student worksheets and slide decks and a lot of supporting credentials for the program. We're also asking sites to have access to computer and Wi-Fi for the participating families. We're hoping to find sites that work with underserved populations. The RFP will ask what percentage of your group is underserved. And then a bonus, this is not a requirement, but this is something that we are looking for, are networks of sites that are interested in leading the program. So if you are part of a charter network and you have multiple schools that are interested, or if you are part of a library network and there are multiple libraries in your system interested, that will be great for us to know and include in the RFP. So who can lead these sessions? As we mentioned, we are providing curriculum and a lot of support to run the program, but Iridescent and Curiosity Machine don't actually run the programs ourselves. We train others to do that. So that means our grantees will need to have people who are interested in leading these sessions. The basic requirements for people to lead these are someone who's interested in family programming. A background in science is not necessary. Because our curriculum is for families and for younger children, everybody can learn how to implement this. We build our training and resources to support people who maybe are not familiar with science. We assume people are not extremely familiar with AI because it is new. So our trainings will definitely be able to build up people to lead this curriculum that maybe don't know anything about AI right now. We are looking for site leads with time to attend trainings and coordinate the event at your site. We want the people to be able to manage some online tools, just like this session is via Zoom. There is an online platform, Curiosity Machine, that the site leads will be asked to use, and some other online program management things like completing a Google form, maybe attending Google Hangouts, some of those basic computer knowledge things. Nothing complicated or like too involved in AI. It's just like a basic understanding of how to work some online tools. A question that we get a lot is, can multiple people split the workload for this program? Absolutely yes. We just want to see evidence that your site has thought about this in the RFP and have people who understand the time commitment and have an understanding of the breakdown. So on this right-hand side, you can see what we ask our grantees to commit to. There are trainings, there's program implementation, and there's a communication with Iridescent part of this grant. It's around 100 total hours throughout 2018, which can be spread between people. And the breakdown is a bit like this: around 10 hours of training, around 50 hours to lead the program with the families, and around 24 hours communicating with our team about how the program's going, any issues, any resources you need. And then, of course, if recruitment is a heavy burden, or maybe some other things logistically at your site that takes time that this person's needing to lead, that could add on time or not. Okay, I'm going to talk a little bit about our program timeline for our partners and grantees. So in January, which is coming up, the RFP will be due January 4th. We will spend January onboarding all of our partner sites. We are asking them to confirm participation via submitting some paperwork, like MOU, or not an MOU, like an understanding of how we're going to work together, paperwork related to fund dispersal, some of these basic things. We're asking them to complete 2 trainings in January. They are 1.5 hours each. So just to know that that's what's upcoming in January. February through May is really the time for implementing the first 10 hours of the curriculum. It's a suggested 5 sessions with families. So there's time in those months to do that. June through August, we are asking partners to complete a training on how to support online learning. We know that not all sites even have the ability to lead in-person sessions in the summer, so we have crafted online learning for the families where they go onto Curiosity Machine and complete the 3 design challenges at home, and we are asking the leads from our sites to give them feedback through our online portal. September through December, we have another round of trainings, and we have another round of program implementation. We're suggesting 10 program sessions throughout September through December to complete the curriculum. And then January 2019, if families want to submit, we are asking partner sites to support them in that process. It should not be a difficult process. It's all via the online portal that they've been using throughout the program. And we have a more detailed partner timeline right here if you want to look at more concrete dates that we have listed out for our grantees. So I have mentioned a little bit about the resources Curiosity Machine is working to provide for our partners, and we're asking our partners to do a lot, so we also wanted to take some time to talk about what we are committing to everybody who wants to do this program. We will be creating 40 hours of hands-on AI curriculum. We provide training and ongoing support for site leads throughout the year. So we don't just run a training, we are really thinking about providing ongoing support and management for the site leads. So if ever there are questions or a problem, we assign our project managers to all of the sites to communicate and support them and help with any questions or issues they have throughout the year. We have adaptable curriculum resources like slide decks and student worksheets, educator guides on how to run these sessions and the hands-on curriculum. And we're also providing $5,000 USD in funding. And finally, we have our online support platform where a lot of this project coordination will be taking place, and also where all of the curriculum will be visible and used to support each site. Okay, I'm going to talk a little bit about the curriculum now. When I say hands-on curriculum, a lot of our curriculum is focused around what we like to call design challenges. Design challenges are open-ended, hands-on building activities. They draw inspiration from real-world engineers, scientists, the work that's going on in artificial intelligence, and it tries to make them easily accessible for kids and families and people who maybe don't know a lot about science. That's okay. We structure our programs to have these design challenges present them a problem that they then build a solution for. All of the solutions can be different. That's actually an indicator to us of a great design challenge, is that all of the families think about and process the information differently and then build something that helps them to explore the concepts. So our curriculum, as I mentioned, has hands-on building activities. These can all be led by non-experts, and they generally have pretty simple materials. You can see these are some of our design challenges. You see a lot of paper, cardboard, tape, straws, and that's because these materials are accessible for families. It's what they're comfortable with. It's what they're used to. So we want to create our curriculum with accessible materials. They can be solved in more than one way. So we're not creating curriculum that has a clear start and end point. It's really about the process of families solving problems together, going through inspiration and planning and building something and seeing how that works and redesigning it and sharing what they created. It's really about this process of problem solving through solving the design challenge through the open-ended curriculum. So a little bit about our AI design challenges. In the first few months of the program, February through May, we will have 5 design challenges that lay the foundations of AI through exploring things like data sorting, sensors, and robotics. So we want the families to begin thinking about, what is a neural network? How does parallel processing work? What is a sensor? And how do things use sensors? Some of these questions that are really foundational to AI, and maybe families have never, maybe they're using AI, but they've never actually explored the concept of how that AI is working. We want to start to demystify that process. So I have a few videos that I can quickly show. This one on the left, I'm going to mute that. So you can see this design challenge is based on data sorting. So we're asking them to build a machine that sorts data. And you can see the marbles and the ping pong are sort of a physical data set that gets sorted. On the right-hand side, we have a game where we are asking children and families to create a game that senses different inputs and outputs and thinks like a computer. So you can see the lady is flashing cards, and this person who is acting like a computer and sorting data needs to respond to the cards that he sees by pushing different parts of his circuit. So I show these as just like very basic examples to get an idea of these hands-on design challenges. There are a lot of different things they could build, a lot of different ways to do this. These are just some quick examples of how families can complete AI design challenges. Oops. So from September through December of 2018, families will be challenged to create a capstone project. And this capstone project will ask them to solve a problem in their community using what they've learned about AI. And to solve the problem, they need to consider some basic questions like, what problem do they want to solve? What type of hardware and sensors do they need to solve this problem? Is there a data set that needs to be used? How will I access that data set? What types of tools can I use to solve my problem? And then how will I share my project with the world? So how will I synthesize my learning and then communicate that to a broader community? So this is the capstone project that we ask families to do towards the end of our program. Finally, I'm just going to talk a little bit about the RFP. So the link to the RFP is here. I will send the slide deck out so you can easily access this. The due date is January 4th. Our grant period, so once we disperse funds, will be from February 1st, 2018 through December 31st. Funding will be distributed in 2 cycles, February and then August. I would allocate about 2 hours to complete the application. And if you have multiple sites in your network, each site is eligible to receive up to $5,000 USD in funding. You just need to make it clear in your application how many sites you are applying for. What do I need to submit for the RFP? So our applicants are going to be asked to submit the following items: basic organization information, a program implementation plan. So based off of the timeline and the program items that you've seen, how do you plan to implement? How do you plan to lead? How your organization has engaged families in the past. We know that this is a really challenging task for all sites. And so we want to just understand, we don't expect people to be perfect. We want to understand the thinking that you've done, some of the best practices you've seen, and just understand your plan for this program. Any prior experience with Iridescent in our programs, that can include Curiosity Machine or Technovation. Additional resources that you can contribute to make this program successful. So if you, you have the ability to translate, or if you have someone who, is interested in providing food, or if you can provide incentives for families to join, anything like that that is useful to make programs run well, we would love to hear about it. And finally, we will ask for a cost breakdown of the funds you are requesting. The 5,000 USD can be used in the way that you think makes the most sense for you. We just want to understand how you are planning to use those funds. And these are upcoming dates for our grantees. I'm not going to talk through them because I can send this out for everybody's review after this call. I think the important ones to note here are basically the due date for the application and then our first fund dispersal, which is February 15th. And then if you want to learn more about the program, you can go to our AI Challenge page on Curiosity Machine. You can also check out our program FAQs. I have included the link. There you can see the timeline. You can see what materials are required for a lot of the design challenges. You can see a timeline breakdown for participants and some of these other program rules and stuff like that. So I'm going to pause and see if there are any questions or anything I forgot, Elizabeth.
This looks like an amazing opportunity, and I just had a couple questions that might be kind of specific for my school, but I hope that's okay if I can just, I mean, I think they're applicable.
Yeah, that's totally fine.
Okay, so, and this might just be kind of my own not fully understanding AI, and like you said, it's kind of new, and our families would definitely, this would be like an introduction for them, but we do have a robotics program, and how would you see kind of your all's curriculum having ties to robotics?
Mm-hmm. That's a great question. So we actually have a few of our design challenges are robotics based because like some of the hardware things like, using circuits and using like motors and different pieces of the hardware that can be required, like sensors, those we are trying to build into our curriculum as well, because when the families need to solve a problem in their community, they need to be able to like create something that interacts with the data set. So it's not just like a theoretical idea, it's more the concrete concepts of like how those things connect. And robotics programs are also asking students and maybe families to create like physical things that interact with the world. Elizabeth, do you have any thoughts there?
Yes, so I echo what Devin said, that there's a lot of overlap in the skills and some of the technology. However, where I see the AI family challenge fitting in is those families that are not necessarily interested in robotics, but are interested in the arts or interested in social justice issues, maybe those that align with the humanities, and so would be interested in sort of the logic and philosophy portion that comes into play when you start talking about AI. I think our goal is to make this accessible to people who are coming at it from different perspectives, so that the conversations that they have are really interesting and productive in ways that you wouldn't expect in a traditional technology-based program.
Awesome, that's helpful. And I guess for the capstone project, is that something that is like a physical product, or is it more along the design challenge route? I'm just trying to understand kind of what the deliverable expectation would be for that capstone project.
Elizabeth, do you want to take this one?
So the capstone project can come in many forms, and we have left it open-ended and sort of undefined on purpose as part of the family's learning to do the design thinking process and the ideation process. We find that if we're too specific about outcomes, then we only get the outcomes that we expect, and we limit people's ideas. I think sort of when I imagine what types of projects that I'll be seeing at the end, I think of some that are more highly developed. It might include a computer application, or some, they've done some more hardware engineering. But I also expect to see those that are still within sort of like the realms of software engineering, but are more just the logic and the thinking through the problem. And so, developing the flow charts and the algorithm, and even really just a great definition of a problem with a proposed solution and future directions would fit the spirit of that capstone project. Again, sort of the way AI is being used right now, some of the most popular applications that we're hearing about in the media have to do a lot with visual processing and natural language processing. So it also opens up to people who want to explore it through music or other art forms. I think what's key is for them to express an understanding of AI, like looking forward. What do they want it to do, not what do they know it can do right now.
Thank you. Okay, my last question is, well, I guess it's kind of a two-part question, but schools are eligible, right? It's not just, okay, so schools are eligible. And then you said that the funding can be kind of used for what we see as our needs, but would that include like a stipend for the leaders? Is that an allowable expense?
So if you know that you need to provide stipends for your leaders, you can allocate the funds that way. That can also be when we were talking about what resources can you allocate to make this program successful. Like if you have after school staff that are already working on engagement, you can say like that is a resource. We have the staff. We don't need to pay them stipends because they are already there. So it is, you are able to allocate this how you need. That's why if you check out the FAQs, we've listed out a lot of the program materials. So you can think about some of the costs. And on the RFP, we've also done a cost estimation breakdown. This is not like, it's our best guess, and we don't know exactly what you guys are bringing to the table. Like a lot of our materials can be like paper and tape and stuff. So if you already have that, your program material costs will go down. So once you see that budget breakdown, know that it is a guess of ours, and make it what you think makes the most sense for your site.
Thank you.
No problem. Thanks for your questions. All right, so I think we will go ahead and in there. I will send out the slide deck so you can review it and access the links on there. Please feel free to reach out if, as you are completing the RFP, if you have questions. My email's on the slide deck, and we are happy to help. Thanks so much, everyone.
Thanks. Nice to meet you all.
Nice to talk to you.